Hey everybody, happy Friday and welcome to the Fanatic Forum. I'm your Fanatic and host, George Bueller, and with me, as always, the Tim Drake to my Batman, because Jason Todd's a douche. Mr. Seth Manhammer over here.
What up, fellas? Sorry, I was doing some last minute horseman texting because Steve probably forgot that we had a show.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so. He's asking if it's he's texting back to you. He's like, is there a normal week or everything? He's like, yep, it's yep.
Yeah. But no, then Eric was texting back, so I was telling him the topic of the show too. So it was like, but yeah, no, we're here, yay!
Woo! Yeah, we had a last minute cancellation. Something came up, and so I was like, well, we'll just put it off for a week and everything. So there we go. So here we are. We should have been here last week, but there we go.
Yes.
But yeah, so of course, our main topic of discussion, we are talking about Masters of the Universe because we've both finally seen this now, so we can talk about it. And if anybody hasn't seen Masters of the Universe, don't worry. We'll let you know when we're going to start talking about it because we're going to spoil the shit out of it. So yeah, we don't want to spoil you or anything like that. So, but of course, I've got some other movies to talk about, some announcements, and some comics and stuff too. So. Yeah, so we got all kinds of geek stuff. But one of our first announcements, Seth and I were talking about this when I brought it to his attention the other morning, is that Gedney Tartakovsky, who is known for Samurai Jack and Primal, is doing a Conan the Barbarian animated series.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, did you read the description on this? Because it actually got me a little more excited, like reading it. Because it's not a direct adaptation of anything. It's it
is an adaptation of Queen of the Black Coast, but then it also includes the stuff later on where they were together for a couple of years.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's going to end with her passing.
Right.
So and then being a major effect on Conan after that happens. So yeah, so it's the whole story on Queen of the Black Coast, but that's not all because they're also going to do other stories. So, like there might be some stories that only are a few episodes, and there's some that may be like 8 episodes or something like that. So it all depends on how big the story is. But yeah, nonetheless, this is not this isn't the end. It's just the beginning.
Yeah, that was just super exciting because watching that show Primal, you can see how Tartakovsky could really get Conan. Like that Primal was a sword and sorcery show. Like with no dialogue. It's all told visually. It's a beautiful piece of animation.
It really is, especially if you loved his Clone Wars 2-season show that he did, where there was also very little, if to no dialogue through that series. Yeah. Primal is so good.
Yeah.
So, but no release date yet on Conan. The project has been in development and they've been working on it for about a year already before the thing got greenlit. So it officially got greenlit, it's officially announced, all that kind of jazz. But nonetheless, there's more to come on this one here. So
I am excited,
dude. Like so many people were excited about that. So just really just about that. In here says sub bitches.
No, it's sub bitches.
Oh yeah, there's a question mark. Yeah, there's. Yeah, it's not a statement, it's a question.
No, it always makes me laugh because the times I had to go to George with the TV station, and they would always laugh about how accurate Anchorman was with the whole question mark deal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you put a question mark in the teleprompter, you'll read it now. Hey, there's Corey in here. Hello again, brother.
What up?
Yeah, Corey was just in the shop earlier today, so there you
go. He gets double doses.
It's a double dose. Good Lord, choking over here. Other announcement here, of course, there's a lot of animated announcements. Like DC put out that they're going to do, there's like 3 shows they're putting out. A crypto show that's done by the SpongeBob crew, so that's going to be interesting. Joker's Last Laugh, which I don't know about that one, if it's actually based off the storyline or if this is going to be like a funny show like the Harley one. But the big one, they're doing an Absolute Batman animated series, and it's going to be R-rated.
Well, there's another one too, a movie announcement, an animated movie announcement.
Oh, the Nightfall stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, basically the Nightfall, of course, going to be a 3-part animated movie. The trailer came out. a few days ago. So yeah, that looks tight.
Yeah.
Uh,
And that excited me for another reason too, because like weirdly enough, watching this, I've been binge watching Hell on Wheels at Eric's recommendation. Have you ever
yeah,
watched this show?
I
Uh,
watched a little bit when like the first season when it first came out.
okay,
So
so yeah, Anson Mount is doing the voice of Batman,
yep,
and so it's like, yeah, I've just been watching him just be badass like this whole time, and like is an old West cowboy. So I'm
yeah,
excited. I'm excited to listen to this or to see this, and then they actually have like Bane is like an authentic Latino accent
hmm
that. So it's like yeah, that was one thing that's always kind of bothered me with Bane portrayals is it's like they never quite nail the whole like luchador aspect of it and like give it the proper reverence and yeah but
yeah. Because that's the thing. It's like we he got a live action adaptation twice in the Schumacher Batman and Robin, but he looked correct, but he didn't speak, and he was
right.
dumb, which that's not accurate either. He's extremely intelligent and resourceful and strategic. So, and then the Tom what's his nuts in the last Christopher Nolan Batman movie.
Tom
He
Hardy,
was
yeah.
Tom Hardy. Yes, thank you. Yeah, like he was the strategic, the intelligent Batman, but he was a white dude. It's
Yeah.
like yeah, so it's like so yeah. I'm glad to at least see. Yeah, I'm with you. And of course, David Dasmalchian was announced as being the Riddler. So that's cool. I like him.
Oh
Uh,
damn, was that thunder at your place too?
I'm not sure if it's thunder or there's some. I think there's fireworks going on. People are shooting off fireworks or some shit. The cats are going a little, but I think it's stopped now. But
Well, no, Moxley has just gone ape shit downstairs, and I think that's thunder, man. Hold on.
it might be. Yeah, it might be some storms coming in here.
Yeah.
Oh, and Steve saying the Absolute Batman series should be awesome. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I just started reading that book, and I mean, just started. Whereas then I'm like 3 pages into the first issue. Yeah.
Well, you're in for a ride. It's cool. Our other animated series announcement. This was actually just came out today. Warner Brothers Animation has announced they are going to do a adult animated series of Dark Shadows.
Really?
Barnabas Collins returns.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
And I love this image right here. Like this is that's the classic look of Dark Shadows. Like honestly, it would be awesome if the series itself was in black and white.
I mean, that would be awesome. Like a very stylized animated black and white series. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So so this one could be really cool because I mean, of course, there's the original series that started in the late '60s throughout the '70s. You had the '90s reboot that had Ben Cross in it, and then you had the Johnny Depp movie, which the less said about that one, the better. So I'm excited to get because this is actually kind of a cool story, and it's very gothic, old school vampire stuff. So it's like, yeah, I think they could do something with this one.
Yeah. Yeah. So I paid like $40 for a bootleg of like the entire series of Dark Shadows, thinking that I was gonna watch it, and like I didn't get anywhere fucking near trying to. Like I think I got like 4 episodes into it, and I'm like, I'm cool with this. Like I like the idea of it a lot more than yeah.
The execute basically it took it took forever for Barnabas to finally admit that he was a vampire.
Well, it took that for it took forever for Barnabas to show up for one.
Also
Because
true.
I think it was something like I may be wrong here, but I'm wanting to say it was something obscene. Like the first like 80 something episodes, Barnabas wasn't there. It might have been something like 140 even.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it was a long time before he actually because he was always referenced and always it was basically when they finally brought him out it was a big deal because they've been building him up for so long.
Yeah. And then it takes him a while to admit that he's a vampire. Mm-hmm. And then there's like several hundred episodes where like it gets super weird and they time travel and there's a werewolf that shows up, but then him and Barnabas have an off-screen fight that is that's described apparently very much like the South Park episode where Kenny's got the golden PSP controlling the battle and all of the angels are like, this is the greatest battle of all time. If only anyone would see it. And it's that's what this Dark Shadows is. It's like, oh no, Barnabas, such and so.
Oh man, they're just savage. Whoa. It's like you should check this out.
Yeah.
Steve said the storm's about to hit. Corey said it's storming where he is.
Yeah. I was gonna say I was looking at the thing. So yeah, if we flutter and die here for a little bit,
Yeah,
that's probably the good reason. But we'll
yeah.
hang
So
in here for as long as possible.
yeah, it said we got some warnings until 8:30, so that's like another 15 minutes. So
Yeah,
I ain't scared. So all right, next up, got a bunch of comics to talk. So we got a few weeks built up here. So
oh boy.
let's see. First off, oh, and do you want to play your game?
How many? I'm gonna say 2 Batmans this week since we got a couple of build up.
You would be incorrect. We have one
Oh,
Batman.
okay.
One Batman. And it's a whopper, though. Absolute Batman issue 21.
I was
So,
gonna say it's always gonna be fucking Absolute Batman. I know it's like anymore. Yeah.
dude, I'm telling you, this book is so good. We have the proper introductions now of the Penguin and Two-Face. Of course, not the traditional versions. They're a little different, and there's a lot of reasons why. Of course, we got kind of the Bruce has kind of gone rogue. He's not relying on his friends. He's, basically trying to cut off everything, basically in order to complete his mission of justice and whatever else, but basically not get his friends get caught up. Because that's basically what keeps happening. His friends get caught up, then they get captured by, one of the Arkham sites and get turned into a monster, essentially. So it's literally happened to everybody except for Catwoman.
Right.
She had the decency to leave town. So, but in this issue, we finally get our very first face-to-face with Bruce and Mr. Jack Grimm. So, and it doesn't go well. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's oh man, how they built up this Joker character, but it's the Joker, but it's not the Joker. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
A new entry into the Energon universe that came out a couple of weeks ago here. Mask #1.
I have been okay. So I am aware of this book because this blind bag has pissed a lot of people off from what I was reading. Because you had the option to you could get now. So could you get, like, if you didn't pre-order the issue 1, you had the blind bag option, right? Where is that? Am I correct on that?
Well, basically, there's all kinds of variant covers that were available, and there was also the blind bags as well. And so inside the blind bags, you basically got foil versions of some of the variants, or you would get foil incentive covers. There was a advanced copy of #2 in there, very similar to how they did with Battle Beast and their blind. But the two big things in there were 2 one-shots: a Mask Origins, which I'm not sure what that is. But that may get released later on. And then the second one, which is being highly sought after, is a brand new Rom the Space Knight #1, written by Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo De Fulci. So basically the team behind Void Rivals.
Yeah. So Mask Origins is just a reprint compilation of the Mask stuff from the Energon universe thus far.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like it's all reprint stuff, nothing original in it. So I know a lot of people are that was one of the points of contention, because a lot of people got a shitload of those out of the blind bags, and so it's not original stuff versus the ROMs and the Mask 2s and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Well, and see, the thing is, though, it's at least valuable, because if you weren't up to date on Mask's involvement in the Energon universe, that Origins caught you up.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And of course, you could open the blind bag while you're still at the store to see what you get, and oh, I got something different, so I'll pick up an A cover, or I'll pick up a whatever else. So that's the risk. Because you run with blind bags.
And it was to me, a blind bag kind of deal is more fun when it's like you buy one of them to see what you get. Not like you buy 12 of them to try and bank on them all being winners. That's the thing that pisses me off with people getting really upset when they're buying
multiples. It's fine if you get a couple or wherever else, but I mean, I've had one guy, he wanted 10, and we're like, dude, we're getting 20, so no, you can't get 10. It's like, we let him have 5, but it's like, good God, man.
Jeez, yeah. Good on you guys for putting limits on that kind of shit for per customers. Well,
it depends on how many we have. It's like if we ordered a bunch, like sometimes the Mark Spears monster stuff was very popular, so we'd order a bunch of that stuff, and there was no limits. But if we only get a small amount of them, then it's like, we gotta let everybody else get a taste too.
Right? So, yeah.
Yeah. So, but this is a lot of fun. Good kickoff to it. Yeah, I enjoyed it because, of course, the fun thing about Mask and their involvement in the Energon universe is essentially before the GI Joe team, they should have been our defense on Earth because basically the military has been long aware of the Autobots and Decepticons being on Earth long before Duke met them and basically became paranoid, Mister I hate aliens and stuff like that.
Right.
So basically, Matt Tracker and Miles Mayhem were supposed to be leading a team that essentially is kind of the Earth Defense Force, sort of thing like that. And Miles Mayhem does his evil shit. He's crazy and tries to frame Matt Tracker for a crime he didn't commit. And he's a fugitive for a while. Then basically things kind of work out. The government realizes they backed the wrong dude. So, but yeah, so it's a lot of fun. It's off to a good start. I'm into it.
Yeah, I'm getting back. I'm catching back up with the Energon universe now. I'm still on Transformers again.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Where was yeah. Prime just woke back up after Spike and Sparkplug were trying to revive him through the Matrix, and
Okay.
yeah,
Nice. Yeah, there's some interesting developments from there. And then going back to the ROM Space Knight thing, Void Rivals issue number 33, which is 2 months away, that I think should be the August issue, will introduce ROM officially into the Energon universe. So he's going to be a part of the Void Rival series.
Okay.
So
and real quick, while we're on the Energon universe stuff, have you been paying attention to the Yojo June for G.I. Joe Classifieds?
Mm-hmm.
What they've been releasing? Yeah, so we've got the Energon Clutch coming with the Vamp. The repaint of the Vamp. This Rugged Duke. That's Energon Duke.
That's Energon Duke. Yep.
Yeah, Energon Duke. And then it's like now the Dire Tech stuff is getting introduced in the comics, and so it's like I'm waiting for the guy with the dinosaur to show up in the comics now at this point because it's going to happen.
Yep.
It's going to because there's so much to like. This is Classified is becoming the Energon line for those figures, I think, or it has been for a minute and we just didn't realize it. I've been kind of hypothesizing that for a minute, but I do love how that's coming to pass. But no, it's like, yeah, I definitely have my eye on fucking the man. I don't know if I can't pay $100 for a Vamp though, just because it's got a clutch with it, Like,
well, I mean, the green Vamp had clutch in the green outfit, and then the Mark II has got basically clutch in the matching tan outfit. So
right, yeah, but no, it's like it's like $100 vehicle though. It's like that's what I'm saying. It's like
that's true.
Yeah, because it's like I mean I do have a Stinger, but it's like I don't do anything with the Stinger. Like it just sits there, and like I want the figure. Yeah, maybe it's like maybe I'll just buy the figure loose at like for a premium later. I don't know.
Yeah. And of course, you also heard about they're doing a Lara Croft G.I. Joe Classified figure.
Yeah, I saw that. That's an interesting idea. There's a lot of there's a lot of video game characters. Somebody's making a Sam Fisher Classified scale from Splinter Cell. There's a couple of him coming out.
Okay.
The Rocketeer. Valaverse is doing a Rocketeer next year.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's like a what if World War II Rocketeer, like what if Cliff Secord got drafted into World War II as the Rocketeer.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of those cool figures like that are going to start coming out, like different like crossover figures that you wouldn't have expected.
Interesting.
And it's cool that Hasbro's doing it too with Lara Croft.
Oh, hey, Martin is in the house. And finally, the summer break is over, and they are back with all the power of Grayskull. Yes, sir. Good to see you, man. All right, more comics to talk about here.
Yeah, I'm only derailing George from time to time.
Oh, yes, exactly. One more DC to talk about here. I've been praising this book from the beginning. The Fury of Firestorm, Jeff Lemire's on this one here. He has made Firestorm so cool. He's made him scary. And this is the issue that kind of starts tying things together. The questions start getting answered about what is in the Firestorm Matrix. Because it's not Robbie. It's not Professor Stein. Who the hell's in there?
Right.
Yeah. So, so it is, very, very cool. Love it. Highly recommend it. And I've always liked the design and the look of Firestorm, but as a character, he's kind of man. But
he was a hard sell to me like that too. I'm with you there. He looked cooler than he was.
But it's also he's an extremely powerful figure.
Yeah,
he can transmutate anything. So it's like, yeah, he should be he should be able to let the Justice League at this point, as a
Yeah.
major player because he's an Omega level, superpowered character. So
Well,
it's like,
he was for a time, wasn't he, in that '90s run with Captain Atom and
oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, so,
I mean,
yeah.
not like he hasn't worked alongside the Trinity,
Right. Well, yeah, yeah,
except when it comes to like big crisis events and shit like that. But now it's like, yeah,
yeah,
I would love to see somebody good get behind Robbie and really use his powers, for the
yeah.
potential there actually are. So
Now I loved his portrayal in like Legends and the Flash and stuff. Like that
yeah,
stuff was great.
yeah, that was good.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. One last one from our older stuff, then we get on to the new books this week here. The first issue of Avengers Armageddon came out a couple of weeks ago. There's two big events that Marvel's got this year. This is one of them. The Queen in Black, which is the sequel to the King in Black, is coming here in a couple of weeks. So off to a good start on this one. Basically, General Ross, the Red Hulk, has basically abandoned the United States because they're too pussy to take over Latveria for themselves. So he's created his own government, which is basically now General Ross is labeled as an international terrorist. And yeah, basically the governments of the world are pretty much telling the Avengers of the Fantastic Four, stay out of this. Do not get involved. Well,
Okay.
you know what happens when the government tells superheroes to not get involved in situations that they think they should be involved in.
True. True.
Yeah. So, but kind of some foreshadowing. This might be a big event where, like, we may lose some major characters by the end of the series because they're teasing a new Avengers series that's coming up midway as this Avengers Armageddon is going on, and the makeup of the team is interesting because they've announced 5 of the members, which is Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, Wolverine, Spider-Man, Daredevil, and I think Sam Wilson. I think Sam's the 5th one, and then there's a mystery 6th member that is yet to be revealed. So basically, probably something to do with the story there. So yeah, but so some interesting developments in the land of the Avengers there.
But yeah, hold on. Going back to the some of them may die, and
Yeah.
yeah, okay, they're not. Okay,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, there was the Free Comic Book Day preview basically showed an image of Ross. Like basically he had killed at least 3 members of the Avengers. So whether or not any of that sticks or it gets rewritten or whatever else, I still like that level of drama that we may actually lose somebody and maybe put some real stakes on things here.
That's always one of my main frustration points with like mainstream superhero comics is because death never means a damn thing.
Except in the Energon universe, people who've been dead there have stayed dead.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the mainstream being like Marvel and DC.
Marvel,
There's
DC,
been like like stuff like like Invincible. Where it's like, Invincible started to go back on that too after dead characters started fucking coming back after various shit or they weren't all the way dead or whatever, but
they're mostly dead.
Yeah. But no, Energy, stuff like Rock and Roll is still dead. Bumblebee is still dead in the Energon universe. Yeah.
Yep.
Although what up, Eric? How you doing, brother? Glad you could join us this evening.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to join very often. He's usually working tonight, but yeah.
Oh, is it? So will they kill the Spider? Nah. No, he's on the new Avengers team, so they're not going to kill him.
Dude, do you remember back in the day when people got so fucking pissed when they revealed that the ending of the Civil War book on CNN or on the news, where Peter Parker revealed that he was Spider-Man, and it blew like the big reveal of the book before the book released.
Mm-hmm.
Nerds were horrified at that shit.
Yes, they were mad, and yeah, I agree. Victor Garber was very good as Dr. Klein. And Martin says. So can't pay $100 for a vehicle? Well, Seth, if it's one of those cheap electric ones from Wuhunan, then you shouldn't.
No, it's not even can't, but it's like, so once it started getting pointed out to me, and Martin's going to get me on action figure rants already, which I've got another one set up for here in a little bit, and this is a fucking big one. So yeah, like that, if you look at it like Dusty and Sandstorm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about Dusty and Sandstorm. Now look at like Mutton Junkyard or Law and Order, right? And just look
Yeah.
at what you get when you get those packages versus Dusty and Sandstorm, and how much Dusty and Sandstorm is costing now. $52 fucking dollars for Dusty and Sandstorm, and the figure's a basic figure with an animal and nothing else.
Yeah.
Like no extras.
Yeah.
Nothing. Like
A couple of accessories, and that's it. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
yeah, Mutton Junkyard, Law and Order were, I think they were like $30 figures, 35, something like that. You
So
know, some are,
I think neither one of them topped at 40. But
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so
But
yeah,
Of course, you got your figure, you got your animal, you got multiple accessories, multiple heads for each
mhm.
figure, and the dog. And the same went for Mutton Junkyard. So yeah, you got
Yeah,
a lot.
Mutt had hand signals with his.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
you got
yeah,
all kinds of shit with them.
yeah.
So
And it's like, and then like you've got other toy channels that are actually going over to like what the stuff actually costs, and it's like what Hasbro's just doing, like just to bilk, and you can blame tariffs on some of it, but the tariffs are right now, like the tariffs are not what they should be, and these figures are still far more expensive than what they need to be. Apparently,
mhm.
according to people that are leaking information at Hasbro, Destro's Despoiler, which you can still get everywhere, right? That people thought it was going to sell out. The $109 fucking
Yeah.
little air chariot with Iron Grenadier Destro was one of the biggest failures of the classified line sales wise so far.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. So that one will probably start hitting clearance sooner rather than later.
Interesting. Yeah, because I
Mhm.
mean, the despoiler itself is not that interesting of a vehicle. Now, I love Iron Grenadier Destro. I think it's a great
Right.
design of the figure, and I would like the figure, but I could give two shits about the vehicle.
Yeah, the vehicle is like, yeah, I couldn't give two shits about the vehicle. The vehicle is like, well, it's like in a world where I'm getting a trouble bubble for $35, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'm supposed to buy Destro's Despoiler for over 100. No, fuck that,
Mm-hmm.
fuck that. Like I've had to start looking at a lot of figures like that now, where it's like, you know what? No, you're just not worth it.
Yeah. And of course, they've done a lot of re-releases or retro re-releases of different figures. So, like, yeah, if you don't get this version, like basically, like Breaker was a great example. They released him
Yeah.
originally with a motorcycle set, and then later on re-released him by himself, but he had a little bit more of had more of the cartoon look to him.
Right. Yeah.
Because he had like one of the canisters from the Mass Effect thing, and then also as a nod to the comics, had an alternate head where he's blowing a bubble with bubble gum.
Yeah.
So
He's still one of the hard ones to find, though. I haven't seen him in the wild, but
yeah, I got him. I think at Miso's. I think it's where I ended up finding him. So
oh no shit. Yeah,
yeah.
Miso, that's a good toy store too, because they've got like their dudes are like reasonably priced for what they are. Because I found
Mhm.
out later that Firefly that I got there for the 30
Oh
was
yeah.
like yeah, online it was going for like people were wanting upwards of 50 for it, and it was like they were still heading pretty close to retail. So
For
I
cover
couldn't
price.
argue
Yeah.
about yeah.
Yeah. So if you ever live in the Louisville area, especially around I think they're like off of Hurstbourne Lane, Miso's Game Room. Highly recommend them for all your toy needs, and of course for your gaming needs as well. Shit, they got
Oh yeah,
everything, man. Like
dude.
paints, models, games, things you need for D&D, whatever else. Like, and they got 2 floors. So
Yeah.
so yeah, Miso's Game Room. Check them out because they're an awesome place.
But we're gonna
Uh,
go to the Louisville Antique and Toy Mall this weekend. I'm excited
oh,
for this.
okay. So Seth's birthday is on Saturday. So happy early birthday to Seth.
Thank you, thank you.
And so on Sunday, the Horsemen are going out. First off, I'm meeting them at the Louisville Toy and Antique Mall, which is in Hillview, right outside, basically between Louisville and Bullitt County.
Right.
And it is a vendor's mall that is nothing but toys and collectibles and such like that. It's retro stuff. It's new stuff. It's if they don't have it, you don't need it because the place is massive. Like I told the guys, like bottom line, we will need at least an hour to an hour and a half just to see everything.
Yeah,
So
we're planning like a good chunk of time because the movie doesn't start till 5:30. So
right, yeah,
and they
and
open at 1. But yeah.
yeah, we're seeing the new Jackass movie because we were originally going to see Supergirl, and then we made a pivot because the birthday boy said, "No, let's go see Jackass." So
It's more of a fun movie with the boys. It's like Supergirl would be a great. It's going to be a great movie. I got no problem with it. But
sure,
Jackass is also a theater experience for me too. Right? Like it's more fun in a theater with people that are there to see somebody crap their pants and get hit in the nuts.
oh
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we're also going to be dining at Twin Peaks, which
Yes, the David Lynch theme restaurant.
actually it's not David Lynch themed restaurant. It's owned by the Hooters Corporation, and it's basically Tits in a Mountain Lodge.
Where they played David Lynch films like
No,
Eraserhead
I
and
don't. I
Lost
don't.
Highway.
I don't think
And
they play any David Lynch stuff there.
oh,
There's probably there may be coffee. I'm not sure about cherry pie though. But either way though, but there's apparently a lot of
Toby Warren's cherry pie.
But either way, apparently there will be lots of boobs and things to eat and whatever else. So it's like, yeah. So Eric says he's looking forward to Sunday as well. Can't wait for the toy store.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Eric and I were talking about that earlier today. We're both stoked for the toy store.
Yeah. Oh, and Martin says, believe it or not, after years, I bought a Mattel figure. I'm more than happy with the $9.99 movie He-Man's Kid. Okay,
Dude, those Mattel figures are on point. Like the kids collector line. I was thinking about getting. I was thinking like on Amazon they got like a box set where you can get like all four like Skeletor, He-Man, Beastman, and I can't remember. It might be Evelyn or Man at Arms. I can't remember, but it's like it's for the core figures like that for something like $32.
Oh,
and
dude.
like and it's like the articulation on them is great for that level of a figure. Now the Chronicles line is excellent as well. George and I started getting into those.
Yep. Yeah. Basically, I've already got He-Man, Skeletor, Man at Arms, and Triclops. I'm desperately looking for Trapjaw.
Yeah, I'm hearing Trapjaw's hitting Walmarts again. I got lucky. I got me a Trapjaw, but I got He-Man and Trapjaw.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very
Trapjaw and Skeletor. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna get to Master Universe here later on here. So yeah,
Oh,
we'll definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Martin says, "Will Seth get a voucher?" And look, there's no difference between Supergirl and Jackass, just that it's staffed with girls. Okay. And actually, Seth's birthday present will be basically choose. Yeah. So.
Which there was a Richard Pryor film that had that same premise, but I don't think we can go that route.
Oh, you're talking about the toy? No, you cannot take home any people, black, white, or whatever.
Yeah,
you're taking home toys, not people.
They played the hell out of that movie on TBS growing up. That was like one of them. That's the only reason I know that movie.
And see, growing up, I became a Richard Pryor fan, and so I watched that movie a lot because there's some funny stuff in it, and I kind of also like the blonde booby girl. And you got to see her naked in the painting during the movie, so that was fun. But yes, you also realize the more you see, it's like, God, this is a really racist movie. When you didn't know
it's wrong on a lot of levels. Yeah, like
but yeah,
as a kid, you're just like, sure, whatever. Like
it's an extremely racist movie, but it's also a very self-aware movie in that thing too, because basically like Richard Pryor's girlfriend is basically like a social activist or whatever else. It's like she's always like, again, it's like, I don't know, but it's like it's some money and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Oh, there's some thunder. There we go.
Yeah, looking back at some of the movies that I used to watch, I was thinking about this with Mannequin the other day, right? Like you just watch Mannequin, and like the premise of this film is that a mannequin comes to life at night, and because it was the reincarnation of a princess or some horse shit, and this dude only knows it because like he was there, right? Like it's just that's the rule. Like it just happens at night. Like other people can see her that she's real at night, but like okay, yeah. But yeah, so but like watching this movie as a child, you just accept this premise and no one questions the absurdity of it in the film at all. Like you just go with it, right? Just to be part of the film. and and I think that fucked with me as a kid because there's just a lot of scenarios now that are just surreal, and it's like, yeah, that just kind of happens, shit just goes on. Because I watched dumbass shit like people try and fuck mannequins as a child, and no one ever questioned it. Or why we don't feed these little monsters after midnight or things like that. Like
I know. And don't worry, Martin. Yes. So at the toy mall, Seth's birthday present is he gets to pick something, and I will purchase it for him. So
And rumor has it that this place might have an unboxed Chuckles.
Last time I was there, they did. It's been a couple months since I've been there, but yes, last time I was there, they had an unboxed Chuckles.
We will see.
Yes. So if he is present, I got a feeling that's our number one pickup right there.
He's
So
a contender, as they say.
he is a contender. All right, a couple more comics before we start talking movies here.
Yeah.
Got two absolute titles here from this week, both Absolute Wonder Woman, which is starting. Oops, sorry. Which is starting a new storyline that's been. Yeah, like I said, this is also just an excellent book. I never thought I'd be a regular Wonder Woman reader, but I am. Yeah. At this point, she's basically trapped back in hell. Her mother is missing, and she basically has to kind of try to figure her way to get back to Earth. But also at the same time, her friend Barbara has been kidnapped and is currently being experimented on. So we will be seeing the cheetah in the very near future.
Right.
But of course, it's going to be a different version of the cheetah because it's all absolute stuff. So I like to see how they're going to interpret her. And then lastly, here, getting into the almost final part. This is like the penultimate issue of this storyline here for Absolute Superman, issue number 20. This has basically been Superman versus Shazam, or kind of, it basically is a combination of Shazam and Black Adam. They've introduced Steel. We've also got Hawkman involved here, but Hawkman's a dick. That hasn't changed from Absolute to the standard universe, but I'm telling you, this has been such a great, emotional, well-written book.
What issue is that again?
Number 20.
What word did you use to describe that?
You want an emotional book? Yeah.
No. There was another. You said the penultimate book.
Oh yeah. So basically, of this current storyline here, because
I just wanted you to say penultimate again, just because the first half of it was kind of like penis, and I was going to make fun of you, but you ruined the joke because you wouldn't get the fucking word. So anyway, thanks, George.
You're welcome. My pleasure. I'm glad I ruined your chance to make fun of me. Yay! Hey, Chris, what is going on, sir?
What up?
Yeah, we're fond of whatting each other during our live streams here. So,
oh no.
And then a couple indie books to talk about here. The Twilight Zone issue number 8. Gabriel Hardman is on this issue here. He writes and draws it, called Hollywoodland, where basically an actor who started his career in crappy 50s sci-fi movies, they never quite got out of that, and has kind of basically had a bitter life ever since, maybe gets a second chance to revitalize his career here. But only in the Twilight Zone. But yeah, love that issue. I mean, the Twilight Zone series has been amazing. It basically starts off, they don't have the image likenesses for Rod Serling, so it's always like an outline of a character, but you know it's him. He gives you your intro. The book's in black and white. Each issue is a different creative team, so you don't have to worry about missing the previous issue. It's like if you don't like this certain artist or you don't like the storyline, you can skip it. You know, just like the TV show. The only thing this book is missing is the theme song does not start playing when you open it. That's the only thing this thing's missing.
Yeah, we talked about that, where they could do the chip where it does that. If they
do, yeah. They need to employ this shit. But yeah, if you're an old school Twilight Zone fan of the original series, I highly, highly, highly recommend checking this out. So, and then lastly, our next Universal Monsters Blood of the Wolfman series is out here. Ooh. Yeah, and of course, this is kind of like what they did with the Creature from the Black Lagoon Returns. It's a sequel, but of course, it is part of the legacy. There are some familiar names that will pop up in here. But basically, a young man who doesn't know he's a werewolf finds out in the worst possible way that, hey, guess what, kid? You're a monster. So a little bit of mystery of why he is the way he is and doesn't know it, what his family is trying to hide from him, and also probably his actual legacy that involves here. So, yeah, excellent start to this one here. Of course, these usually are 4 issues, so I'm running this one here. Josh Williamson's the writer. Leo Max is your main artist on here, so very cool. But even cooler is that this book has become Clyburn Comics' second exclusive cover.
Whoa!
The great Bill Sienkiewicz did this for
Holy
us.
shit, that is awesome.
So these aren't on sale just yet. They will go on sale basically July 23rd, the first day of San Diego Comic Con. There will be two places in the world you can get them: Clobbering Comics or San Diego Comic Con through Comic Tom, because he's going to be selling them there too. So,
That
yep.
is awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, and of course, you can't see it right now, but the logo is on the back page as well. So he's got our logo on there.
Nice.
But yeah, so yeah, those will go on sale the first day at Comic Con. I'm going to do a special show just selling those books. I don't think we're going to get any signed copies. I don't think that was in the cards, but yeah, it's a beautiful
That is
cover.
awesome.
Yeah, so
I was gonna say I got my GI Joe right back here on display, but I couldn't reach it because I was gonna snag it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, that is so cool. So yeah, y'all are getting into the exclusive covers game a little more.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, of course, we probably would have had more had Tommy not had his cancer scare last year. So now that he's all better and tip top, yeah, he's like, yeah, let's get the ball rolling and get some more things going here. So
Yeah, that is awesome.
A couple of comments from Martin here. It says he's always stunned how you keep up with all this stuff, and I have to say that all comics I bought in the last 2 years I bought because you're. Oh, well, thanks, man. That's awesome.
I know he does have a bad habit of getting you into stuff and wanting you. Yeah.
I'm a good pitch man.
You are, yeah.
I'm a good pitch man. I always learn new stuff here, but hey, you are the. Oh, well, thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Yep, that is why he is the prime fanatic.
Yep, I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd through and through and through, and proud of it.
Yes.
All right. I got a couple movies to some brief reviews here to kind of introduce you guys, and then we will get into Masters of the Universe. But Seth, you had a other topic that you wanted to discuss that was action figure related.
Yeah. Okay. So you remember how I was all excited about Savage Crucible stuff and how how awesome they were and everything? Yeah. Fuck those guys now. Yeah. Just wanting to throw that out there because yeah. No. So and also this is like a little like kind of dig against the fans too because it's like, man, y'all some assholes over some action figure stuff. Like like yeah. So well like okay. So you've been having like there's been Conan figures for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like and Mythic Legions was your big like fantasy kind of dwarves and goblins and Lord of the Rings kind of wizard kind of action figure people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Savage Crucible started as this company that did like 3D prints of like stuff that their accessories for them and shit.
Okay.
Right? Well, then they started to do their own figure line. Well, they kickstarted it with like lizard people and everything, and that was great. And like people loved them and everything. And
right.
I didn't start keying in on them until wave 2, right? So it's like even I've only been back into action figures since I was a kid it's been maybe 9 months now,
Yeah,
or so.
you went hard in the paint too.
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah. Yeah, but they didn't even get on my radar until about 6 months into that. Right. So it's like, and it's like, it's weird. So it's like, and they didn't really start to pick up steam until then either, because a lot of other people noticed it. Well, and in this time though, they had an Elric figure up for pre-order that
had been showing that to me too. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't like it was sold out everywhere whenever I was showing it to you because I never saw it up for pre-order.
Right,
if it was pre-ordered, you know that I would have had that son of a bitch.
Damn right.
If I had known about it, I would have had it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it had been up for pre-order for apparently a year or so. That they had this.
That's unusual.
Yeah, and especially for it to go completely under my fucking radar for like all of the times that which is like. But Savage Crucible wasn't that well known of a name up until probably the past. I mean, the name started to pick up steam within the past, I'll say 9 months. It's like before it's bigger than it was, right? So at the beginning of the month, they had announced that there was going to be this big sale, and that they were going to drop what was left of the Elric stock on top of that, and that you had to don't pay scalper prices. Because this thing's already showing up on eBay for $150, right?
Right.
And on eBay, it's for retail, it's 60. Okay. And actually, hold on, I got the webpage right here. I will share my screen. And I mean, it's a beautiful figure. I gotta. This is from their website, and it's a great looking figure, right? You got
So much different ways you can style it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a work of art, really, with multiple head
Hmm.
sculpts and the swords and the hands and it's got
Helmets and all that shit. Yeah.
yeah, Frostmourne and Stormbringer. It's like
Hmm.
it's the figure that it's the figure that I wanted as a fan, right? That I didn't even know
Yeah.
fucking existed. But it's like, okay, so we got a shot to get this figure on this drop, right? You know, except you really don't, because when the drop happens, it's at like 9 p.m. And it's like being on the website like at 9 o'clock when the website opens up for the orders of all this stuff. It's gone by 9:01. It's on the website for seconds, and then people are trying to get pissed at each other about being upset that this thing's gone. And I understand I'm not entitled to a figure, right?
Yeah.
It's like I'm not like it's not a matter of that. It is a matter of like, okay, I didn't win this one. That shit just happens, right?
Yeah.
But then like to be frustrated with how they've been communicating things in regards to how the drop was going to happen, because they implied that there was going to be a lot more fucking stock than what there was. There wasn't. They implied that there was going to be limits on how many of the Elric figures that you could buy. There were not. People were snagging like 6, 12 of them on the website. Yeah, at a time.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Because they're gonna flip
fucking
them. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, and so then kind of going to their social media to try and get some answers about this kind of stuff, and they don't
Yeah.
respond to anything directly.
Oh, of
No,
course.
instead they come out with a series of condescending posts about what their terminology means. About hey, if we say pre-order, this means this. If this means sold out, this means this. If this means yeah, we're aware of that. Thank you, assholes. So all of that money that I was going to spend with you guys over the years, fuck you guys, I'm not.
Hmm.
Just because you all have something cool, and and the other thing too is they won't reissue the Elric figure, right? They would rather have this artificial scarcity and FOMO shit going on than do a re-release of the figure. And even if it's a $60 price point to start with, if you want to charge 70 for the re-release or 80, that's one thing. I would much rather pay the original company for the figure as opposed to going to like a scalper on eBay and paying the 150. That ain't gonna happen either. Like, not today. As Eric likes to say, ain't fucking happening for this thing.
Hmm.
But like, it's but don't make me feel like shit because I can't get your product that I want.
Right.
And yeah, and to be snarky about it and everything. There are plenty of other companies out there that want my money and
And
treat
they're
me
gonna
better.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to treat me better as a customer. They're not going to make me jump through these asinine hoops to get your product, even though I'm a huge sword and sorcery fan,
Right.
and it
Yeah.
kills me to give up on an Elric figure. Man, it fucking kills me to give up on it. And there's some people that are like, oh, they're just gonna just hold on, they'll issue a repaint or whatever. And it's like, I don't want the rainbow ass repaint that like the
Yeah.
70s, like Roy Thomas, like the stories were fine, but no, that Elric that was fucking Elric, right? It's like,
Hmm.
unless you're going to repaint it in like some slightly different variant shades, which I doubt, because apparently like they're just that's their whole deal is like they don't reissue shit. They don't, once it's gone, it's gone, and
Yeah.
yeah, and it's
Well, that's what high end boutiques do. But Savage Crucible is not a high end boutique. You're a toy
yeah,
manufacturer.
yeah,
You
they,
know.
they want to be, and it's like, what, if you don't want my money, you don't want my money. You ain't gonna have to
Yeah.
get it. Like,
100, 100. So Martin's laughing. He's like, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, First Lady leaves in Europe. I just want to throw that out. Fuck him. He's like, he was not prepared for that. Fucking oh yeah, yeah. Martin called me the Goober earlier, and Chris brings up my newest nickname on the live streams, Mr. Miracle, because I can always seem to find shit for people. So
Oh, okay,
yeah,
good,
so not because I actually perform miracles or I'm from the fourth world or anything along those lines. No, it's just because I can find comics that people are looking for. So
fair.
there you go. There you
I
go.
like that.
I know it literally it's a brand new nickname. Somebody dropped it on me today. So I mean,
That's amazing.
I've got like the professor, the tribal chief, Mr. Mercedes, because there's a guy that knows that he's in love with Mercedes Monet, and he knows I don't like her, so I'm Mr. Mercedes, and he always wishes me happy Mercedes Day on Wednesdays. But
I was gonna say, is he calling you the weird, like, odophilic killer from the Stephen King trilogy? Because that's not a compliment, dude.
No,
Like,
that's not compliment. No. But no, it's a reference to Mercedes Monet. So, and then let's see here. There's a King, King George, and then now Mr. Miracle. So, yeah, I love my folks. My folks love me, and they give me a lot. So they bestow a lot of nicknames on me. So, and hey, it's better than asshole. So I'll take it.
That is true. That is true. That is his horseman nickname. Yeah.
Yeah, I earned it. I
kid.
I know. All right, so a couple movies I want to talk about. One that's still in theaters. If you are a Spielberg fan, highly recommend checking out Disclosure Day. It is old school alien Spielberg stuff. It's like, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like if Close Encounters was like a real thing. So, but the trailers may kind of give you an indication what's going on. Essentially what this movie is about is that the knowledge of aliens being on Earth and being among us has been suppressed for 80 years, not by our own government, but by basically I don't know, some kind of rogue company that's, kind of like not one of those like, Dick Cheney military companies that, they're not considered military, but they can be in military places and whatnot. So it's kind of one of these fucking guys. So
right.
Yeah, so kind of like an umbrella corporation, except for like, aliens and shit. So they're the ones that have been suppressing the information for 80 years. Well, basically the whole goal of this movie is to release the info and show the world that aliens do exist and they've been here for a very long time.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, very emotional, exciting. I mean, just classic old school Spielberg. It was such a welcome sight to see in the theater. Great performances all around. So yeah, check it out.
Okay.
A couple that are streaming currently. If you're a Brian Fuller fan, like if you liked Pushing Up Daisies, or more importantly, Hannibal, and you know his kind of like unique sensibilities and style and everything like that, I highly recommend checking out Dust Bunny. It's kind of this sideways version of The Professional, where basically I got a young girl who lives in an apartment complex, and her parents are killed by what she says is a monster that lives under the floor. And so she hires her neighbor, who is played by Mads Mikkelsen, who is basically a hitman and professional killer, to take out this monster. And of course, you get some great performances from Sigourney Weaver, who's kind of basically his boss.
She's in everything now.
She is in everything now, but she's playing some cool ass roles.
I'm not complaining. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
It's great to see her back.
This looks like a Pixar film, or like one of those family friendly. Like,
it's not family friendly.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah.
But it is highly stylized and very colorful and very. I mean, like I say, it's a beautiful looking film, but it's very entertaining, very quirky. Mads is actually great in this movie because he basically plays kind of like, he's a sadistic character, but then he kind of warms up and starts getting funny and, sort of thing. But yeah, definitely worth a look. It's just a very visually stunning kind of movie. And also, you got a nice little cameo from David Dastmalchian in there, too. So it's nice to have him in something again here. And then before our last topic of discussion here, this is an interesting one here. Buffet Infinity. So this is labeled as a comedy sci-fi horror. Okay. It is told entirely through TV commercials, news reports, and sort of things that's literally on TV. There is very little dramatic stuff that actually happens that's staged. The whole story is that you've got, this is a Canadian-made film, so you've got this lovely little sandwich shop. I think it's called like Anne's Sandwiches or something like that. And just a nice lady making good old-fashioned sandwiches for people in a nice restaurant. Well, then there's a competitor that comes in next door called Buffet Infinity. And they offer everything you could possibly want to eat. And it's all over the place. It's great prices, but there's some weird shit going on. First off, after Buffet Infinity opens, shortly thereafter, a sinkhole behind the building where both restaurants operate opens up behind them. And weird shit basically is coming out of the sinkhole, or weird noises, or people are just constantly hearing an ongoing noise that starts driving people crazy to do things. Folks go missing when they go into Buffet Infinity. And also, there are no visible employees.
Okay.
But it's the whole feel is like some people want to compare it to like some SCTV kind of stuff. This is much more of an Adult Swim sort of thing, but it's really funny and it's just got some really excellent moments. Like there's an insurance company that has commercials that run through there, but as shit starts getting weirder in this world, the commercials start to escalate. Where the house mother, who basically is narrating everything, talking about her family and her husband and her lovely home and all the things they want to insure, and life insurance and all that stuff, you notice like the kids go away, and then she talks about her husband being gone, but she's covered in blood and scratches, and so it's like there's other like little subplots throughout this movie that keep kind of escalating. Also, there's commercials for a pawn shop where the guy is basically desperate for customers because there's no one coming into the shop because of all the weird shit that's going on.
Right.
And also Buffet Infinity's building starts getting larger, like they start taking over other stores to the point where like they're kind of like consuming the buildings themselves. So it is weird, it is fucked up, but it is worth the rabbit hole. If you like weird shit, if you like something original, check it out.
Where can you find this?
I got this as a rogue copy, but it is, I know it's streaming. I think YouTube has it. I don't think it's on an official site yet because it's still fairly new.
Okay.
But yes. Okay. Yeah, if you can find this, or if you have a box that's super, perhaps, or a VPN or something, yeah, check it out, look it up. It is worth a look.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My interest is piqued.
Yep. Oh, and Steve says he saw Disclosure Day. Yeah, amazing, especially Emily Blunt. Yes. Now, see, I like you. You hate endings, man. This is like the third movie in a row. You're like, I hate the ending.
Yeah, that was what he did with Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, I know.
I hated it. It was bullshit.
Well, you didn't like the ending because he wanted a certain character to be in it more than they were, but you can't fit everybody in the first movie. But anyway. So, but yeah.
I just love giving Steve shit for this.
I know. Oh, Martin says, actually, Mr. Miracle suits you well, sir. I can easily imagine you as a magician's outfit and a cloak flying around your neighborhood, throwing comics. I'm like Johnny Appleseed throwing out comics on Free Comic Book Day.
There's Legends of George, the comic book man, that comes every the first Saturday in every May.
And if you're a good girl or a good boy, you get a free comic book. And if
you're not, tailored to your specific interest.
Yeah, and if you're not, he will throw you in a sack and throw you in the wood chipper.
Oh yeah, a really violent end for the children has to. Yeah.
Well, yeah, come on, it's all the proper German traditions and stuff like that. And like you had your Santa Claus, and you had Schwarzenegger, or what's the the monster guy that everybody loves now.
Krampus.
Yeah. Everybody loves Krampus now. So yeah, so there's always this thing like, if the good children get good things and the bad children get beaten, they get killed, they get tortured in some way, it's like, yeah, so it all works out there. So oh, and on Tuesdays I can throw a Mercedes. Yeah, that killed and crush somebody there. All right. Now to our topic du jour here, and it only took us a long time. I don't know what time.
It only took us about an hour.
Only about an hour here. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So talking about Masters of the Universe here, I saw this opening weekend. You saw it the second weekend.
The following weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. I was a little trepidatious with the first trailer, and then when they showed the second trailer, they kind of gave you more of the story and what was going on. I'm like, okay, this looks fun. My only point of contention would have been I was nervous about Jared Leto in the movie. I almost said Judd Apatow, but Jared Leto in the movie.
Right.
Because I'm normally not a fan of his. And so I'm like, okay, are we gonna have to see his face, or what are we gonna deal with here? And in this case, you don't see him. His voice is affected. Um, God damn it, I like Jared Leto in a movie.
I mean,
uh,
he was good in Fight Club. I'll give him that.
well, I mean, I'm talking like I don't care if he's in an ensemble or whatever else. I'm talking like starring roles.
Oh, okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
starring roles there. So yeah, yeah, I'm normally not a fan of his, but I have no negative notes on this movie. I absolutely love this top to bottom. I love the themes in this. The music is fucking great.
The soundtrack is incredible. Yeah,
I mean, this movie, that's the biggest difference between this one and the 87 one is the 87 one, with the exception of Frank Langella, who got the fucking assignment, was the best part of that movie. Everybody else was afraid to just let this thing be. It's goofy, it's wacky, it's weird, it's wonderful, it's swords and sorcery, it's science, it's all things.
I think that one of the best parts to me is how they kind of lampshaded the idea too of and leaned into how ridiculous it was by having the explanation for the naming conventions be what it is. And it's we can come back to that, but
Yeah.
it's you were on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. Yeah, but yeah, no notes on this one. It's beautiful. It's fun to be, a nice nostalgic ride for you if you basically ever seen any episode of the cartoon, and it's fun to take the kids to. So yeah, I mean, just performances all around were great. Yeah, I mean, Camila Mendes was a badass as Tila. I loved, Idris as Duncan. I mean, yeah, just all around.
Yeah, I can't complain. Like I can't complain at all about the movie as a whole. It was so much fun. I have not kept up with Masters of the Universe lore very much at all, and I remember
Mhm.
bits and pieces of it, like Prince Adam turns into He-Man, and
Yeah,
like Skeletor, and they're fighting for Grayskull, and there's I remembered there was the sorceress, but I didn't remember how she fit into it. Like I just
yeah,
remembered she was there, and like Tila and Duncan and all that shit. Like most of my Masters of the Universe comes from later on when we laughed at shit like Mechanic and Stinkor and shit,
yeah.
right? Like but I still have a soft spot in my heart for Stinkor, and I'm sad that he wasn't in the movie. But I'm not gonna make it ruin my movie like some people, Steve. But Steve was very okay. So spoiler alert: if you're an Orko fan, Orko doesn't show up until about the last 30 seconds of the movie,
Yeah.
just as like
But
a little
well,
morality.
basically, there are four basically post credit scenes, and there's basically some like three that essentially are within the credits, and then one that is directly after the credits. You got to stay all the way through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically the first post credit scene, Orko pops up and gives you the lesson for the day, just like in the cartoon.
Yeah.
That was perfect. And okay, Steve was saying, is mad that he was a major character. He was a major character in the cartoon. But Orko was not a part of the original lore until basically like maybe 86, 87 when his character came out. So he's a later addition. So, but yeah, they made him more important in the cartoon than he actually was in the lore. But the Trollians are still very important. So at least they're in the universe. Lots of other references are made because at the end of the movie, they're talking about basically there's like was it the the Aryans, I think, or anyway, the Stratos people, Stratos and his people, the bird people.
Yeah.
They were under attack, and that's where He-Man was going to go at the end of the movie to go to help them out.
Yeah, okay, that's who I was trying to remember who that was, but I remember who they were talking about. But yeah.
Yeah, that's Stratos's people.
Okay.
There's one scene where Tila and He-Man, after they're basically been fighting Skeletor and his people, and He-Man basically crashes and falls and stuff like that. And Tila makes a line like, "Thank Zodak, you're okay." Zodak is like the big cosmic, dude and stuff like that. So he got mentioned. But there is a lot of lore that they haven't got into yet. Three major points. Well, they tease She-Ra. So at the end, basically that's Adam's sister, and she's basically on Etheria, and so you got Horak and all that shit. So that's on the way. Couple of things. Basically, if they stick to the lore, Skeletor is Keldor originally, and Keldor is the brother of King Randor. So that means he's He-Man's uncle.
I've heard they're not doing this. I've heard them specifically shoot this down.
Well, if that's the case, then the original lore is that Skeletor is not from Eternia at all, that he is from another dimension.
Yeah, I heard they were specifically sticking to the alternate dimension Skeletor thing.
Okay, literally, that was the original lore in '81 when the
in the mini comics. Yeah,
that was the original lore, and so that he was not from Eternia at all. Yeah. So some of his monster characters are, and he corrupted them with his magic. But yeah. So there you go. The other thing is that where's Teela's mom?
That's a good question.
She's in the movie.
Is she? Who is she?
In the He-Man lore, Teela's mother is the sorceress.
Oh, damn, Duncan.
Mm-hmm. Duncan the sorceress got it on and made Teela, and basically Duncan has raised her, but has not told her the truth about her mother in order to protect her lineage.
You know, if you were going to tell me that Teela's mom was the lady that Steve got upset that they replaced Orko with in this movie, and that because if I had to listen to his long rant about how she wasn't as important as Orko was.
They made a new character and she was cool. Shut up, Steve. She was cool.
I know.
A couple of comments here. Eric going back to the Dust Bunny says, yeah, that Dust Bunny poster gives him Freeform Channel vibes.
Yeah.
Let's see here. This is George saying it's a Canadian movie, Seth thinking, which means they had no money. It is. I mean, it's definitely a low budget movie. Yeah.
I have no problem with low budget movies though, but what I have a problem with is when you have a low budget movie and you don't fucking try. Like, don't give me that so bad it's good bullshit. Like, like Schuster, like there's a difference. I don't want to see you fucking around with the camcorder and your buddies. You know, it's like we've all done those videos. I've got hundreds of those videos. I don't want to subject people to them. You know, it's like do something, man. Like, it's like I like Black Devil Doll from Hell. We talked about that the other day, where it's like that shot in a video camera and a ventriloquist puppet, but the dude tried. You know,
it's practical effects and it's good old fashioned elbow grease and best effort. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, and then Martin going back to our German tradition. Yeah, whatever German tradition, in the end, you always get beaten up. Yes. Yeah, if you're bad, you will get beaten up here. Yeah. And then Martin's given his thumbs up for He-Man. Said he's seen it twice already.
Nice.
And Steve said he had no idea that was Jared Leto playing Skeletor.
Yeah, he was. I remember he didn't find that out until the credits.
Yeah, and if you know it's him, you can kind of hear his voice and how his cadence of speech and stuff like that. But man, I mean, it's like he played like evil and menacing Skeletor, and then all of a sudden he would get extra and bitchy like he did in the cartoons.
He would become cartoon Skeletor, and the gear shift was so great. And I loved Alison Brie as Evil Lynn playing off of him. Just like she's like the girlfriend that just doesn't quite know. And I like that they kind of played it as the girlfriend who doesn't quite know. Like they're a thing, but they're not quite a thing. But
it's like, does he care anything about me, or is he just looking for an excuse to kill me at some point and later on?
Right.
So,
yeah.
And it's of course. But it's like we get a great kind of origin story of Prince Adam was kind of afraid. He was a bit of a weakling, didn't like to get in fights, but he was a nice kid though. And then basically Skeletor and his minions come and run roughshod over Eternia, and so the sorceress sends young Adam with the Sword of Power through this time warp to basically, or not, but like a spatial warp to send him to Earth to protect him, and basically he grows up on Earth. Knowing everything about his lineage, and no one, of course, on Earth believes him. They think he's nuts, all that kind of shit. He's basically been looking for the sword for like 15 years because he lost it in the space warp. So
right now, so who sent him the message about the sword?
The guy that was at the comic book store that he was talking to, that said, "I've got your sword," but he didn't actually have it. He just knew where it was.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just
Okay,
some
yeah, I was trying
just
to,
just
yeah,
some
okay, yeah.
douche nozzle. Like like I don't even know if like he was gonna try to get Adam to pay him for it, even though it wasn't
Right, yeah,
his,
no, I
or
remember that now. Yeah, no, I was, for some reason I was thinking it was more like some kind of weird, like Neo the Matrix kind of deal, like that opening. But yeah, I'm trying to read way too much more into it than I remember. Yeah,
no,
but
no,
you're
yeah,
right.
it's not. And
They
I
closed
love the
that plot
fact
line.
and I love the fact the shop was called the Fright Zone. That's a reference to Hordak.
Yeah, and the statue that was in the that it wasn't the Conan, it wasn't a Conan statue like some people thought, but it was that, I forget his name, but or is
Gorak.
it Gorak? Yeah, that was the early prototype of He-Man. And
Mm-hmm.
what were they called before Masters of the Universe? It was going to be called something else.
Was
Powers
it
of the Universe.
or Power Lords or something? Or I thought it was
Power.
like there was like Power Lords or something along those lines.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was something like that. But they snuck that line in there too somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, there's definitely a lot of love shown to the to
Oh,
it,
Lords of Power. That's it. Lords
Lords
of
of
Power.
Power. Yeah, okay,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah. Yeah. It was, yeah. It just there's all kinds of Easter eggs in there, and the more you see them, the more you pick them up. Of course, all the vehicles, every last vehicle that was in there is from the cartoon or the
yeah,
toys or whatever else. Though I love the new design on the Rotar, because basically where it's like they have it turned one way where it's like kind of a spinning top thing, and then you basically turn it the other way where it's like, oh, it's the buzzsaw coming at you,
yeah,
which that was what the original toy was. So I was like, yeah, it's tight.
yeah. That was so cool. I loved that shit. Like, and then going into that kind of stuff, talking about the naming conventions again. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like, the I loved how they did it with the gimmick where like Adam wasn't that good of a student as a kid, right? So he didn't really remember who people were. He just remembered, like, what he remembered seeing as a child, and didn't necessarily remember their names. So people became stuff like Ram Man and Fisto and Mechanic, like just shit that he could come up with as a kid. And
Mm-hmm.
like, and so it's like he's repeating these now, and it's a joke in the movie, but it ties back around, and it's endearing to the point where it's like they start using them themselves.
Yep, and of
And
course, I love throwing in the Tila thing. When Tila was initially introduced, she was the warrior goddess Tila.
yes, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and they of course they dropped the whole warrior goddess thing, and just she was just Tila. But yeah,
yeah,
so throw that. Oh yeah, so just
yeah. But
so fun. Yeah,
they used that in there, and then Fisto, it's like, I fist things.
yeah. It's like you fist things. Like what is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, but even stuff like, they even worked with, like, with Moss Man, R.I.P. Moss Man, by the way. Like that
I
fucking,
know, right?
yeah. Like that was savage. Like, a spoiler alert, Moss Man bites it. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, man, Steve, think about this. At least Orko made it to a sequel. Like,
that's right.
Moss
That's right.
Man, he's just done. Poor Moss
Well, I
Man
mean,
fans.
it all kind of depends because
No,
basically,
no, we're making Steve feel guilty here. We don't have to rationalize it.
gotcha. Okay, I was gonna say
Yeah.
they could bring him back if they wanted to,
But
but
they're not going to, because there's only one Moss Man, right?
there you go.
Remember?
Right,
And
right.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Moss Man fans have it worse than Orko fans, right?
Yep. And then of course you had Karg also that was from the '87 film. That was the guy with the white hair and the prune
Oh yeah,
face.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And then in the credits, they actually made a Gwildor reference, because if you remember, like the little troll guy that's playing a guitar
Yep.
with multi keys on it, that's Gwildor.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least they haven't brought in any of the space stuff yet.
Oh, they'll get
Yeah.
there.
Wait,
Like,
yeah, the sequel movie is just them in starfighters and shit. Like, like
well, I don't think they're going to get the Meteor Men just yet, but definitely the sequel is going to involve Hordak. So you're going to get him and his minions, which I am excited to see Hordak on screen, because if you think Skeletor is nasty, Hordak was
oh
his
yeah.
boss. Hordak was his
Yeah.
boss at one point. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And,
Hordak was the one responsible for making Skeletor. And part of the lore of if Skeletor is Keldor, Hordak is the one responsible for making Skeletor look the way he does.
yeah. And I'm glad you're talking, like, yeah, in the sequel stuff, because it's like it is going to be sequelized in some form or another.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be another a movie or a television or a streaming series. But a lot of people are focusing on this movie like not making back its budget at the box office, and it's like, it's true, it didn't, right? But it's like we're in a new world now with streaming and everything. So it's like Amazon is definitely like Amazon couldn't give a shit about their movies making money at the box office. This movie's going to make bank on streaming. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because there's also going to be nerds like us that are going to buy the 4K and shit. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, and then we're definitely getting more He-Man at some point or another.
Yeah.
Like, because this is just
That's the thing is that this much like how Supergirl is suffering right now, this movie's getting review bombed by assholes. Probably haven't even seen the thing. So that's shaking things down. There's people who are kind of like, oh, I don't know, if I should, about, wasn't sure about this. If it's going to be that good or whatnot. And a lot of word of mouth from fans who have seen it go see it, run,
right.
don't walk. It's awesome. Take the kids, go. Best time we're going to have the movie theater this summer.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the whole idea, like, very rarely will there be a movie that everybody goes to fucking see.
Yeah.
Maybe Toy Story 5 might be that. I don't know. I don't know what the box office is for that one right now. But yeah, since COVID, the days are done of everybody going out. Maybe Avengers Doomsday might put some asses in seats. I don't know. But
I'm curious about how that's going to play out too. Yeah, because there's people that are avoiding that date like the plague. And then there's some people that are jumping on top of it to release on the same way as Doomsday. And because it's not the people are kind of betting against it this time, which is interesting to me. But I don't know.
Well, basically, you got two big things going against it that people are very trepidatious about. One, Marvel has not had a good track record since Endgame.
Right.
It's very their lineup with movies and streaming services, streaming shows have been hit and miss. There are some that are very good, like Daredevil, Moon Knight, and then there's a lot of crap, out there. So, or just things that were kind of just like wastes of your time. It's like it was cool that you could do that, but like nothing really happened.
Yeah.
Or you introduce somebody, but you're not going to really do anything with this person. So it just
Right.
felt very disjointed. Not like where basically because you probably had too much during this phase of the MCU. So yeah, Marvel is well aware of their mistakes. That's why they're pulling out all the stops for Doomsday. The other big thing is that you got Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom. So they're double dipping with a character that we all loved as Iron Man and we mourned his loss. And now you're basically having the same actor come in as a different role as one of the greatest villains in the Marvel universe. But everybody's like, oh, he's just going to be a Tony, version, or he's going to be this and this. Like everybody's always trying to discount it without even seeing a trailer yet. So I'm going to have some faith in it and give it a shot. Interestingly enough, Endgame is being re-released back in the theaters in September. It's being retitled Endgame Encore, which will have new footage that we have not seen before, and will also have new footage that will connect the events of Endgame and to start setting things up for Doomsday.
Translation: this is the movie we need you to see so that we can retcon all the other stuff that you don't need to see to make sense for this new movie that we're hopefully gonna.
Remember when we were all friends over here?
Yeah.
Let's go back to that, shall we?
Oh man, if that works, then we're gonna get the same thing with Star Wars to try and rectify like whatever problems that they felt were going on with this sequel trilogy.
Well, I mean, next year for the 50th anniversary, they're re-releasing the 77 version in theaters. So,
they re-released that, but then they add 10 minutes onto it where it's like you can stop it if you want to.
No. This is the original 77 version.
No
special edition bullshit, no extra stuff. I want to see how authentic it's going to be, because if it's the real 77, there are three things it should have. One, it doesn't have the subtitle of A New Hope. Two, James Earl Jones does not get credit for the voice of Darth Vader. And three, the fucking Stormtrooper bumps his head on the door.
The Stormtrooper still bumps his head in all the other releases.
I thought they fixed it. They fixed that in the special edition.
No, they didn't fix it. They had a sound effect to it and made it and turn it into a gag, as opposed to like it just being one of those faux pas in the background.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's always been there. But yeah.
Okay.
But no, what I'm talking about is like, no, they keep the 77 Star Wars, right? Like no edits, but then like after the credits run, there's like a leave now if you don't want this moment, where then they just add 10 minutes to it that like kind of like tries to retie and rebridge stuff. Like, yeah.
It is entirely possible. Got a bunch of comments here. Gonna get through them. Eric says The Outsider with Jared Leto is a fine movie. Okay. Yeah, that's the one where
Okay.
he's in Japan with the Yakuza, I think. So
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one. So all right. And Martin says, going back to Master Universe, says he pulls it off as Skeletor. I like the drive he gives the voice. Yeah, that's the. I'm happy for him, but it pisses me off now that I like Jared Leto in a movie because like his
Yeah,
performance.
you can't just hate him all across the board. I
Yeah,
understand. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Let's see here. And Eric says, I knew nothing of this movie. I was completely blown away, and it was a perfect summer movie. Yeah,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
Eric's younger, and so basically the Master Universe was come and gone by the time you were a kid and stuff like that. So definitely be a repeat watch. Yep, I agree.
Oh,
I've already
yeah.
seen it twice myself already. So
Yeah, well,
in theater,
didn't even you say the Mrs. Fanatic was ready to go back in and buy another ticket? Like she was
yeah,
ready to revolving door it?
yeah, totally gonna want a revolving door, 100%.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Martin says, look, it's at least 20 years ago that I jumped up and clapped during a movie, and last time I shed some tears in the cinema was at Never Ending Story. Well, dude,
Oh,
Never Ending Story fucking traumatized a
that was
generation.
harsh. Yeah, that really was.
Yeah. Oh, man. Let's see. Oh, hang on. Remember the other comment here. Oh, that was the last one there. Never mind. Martin, I got so carried away that I even got the Sipper sword for ridiculous 30. Oh, you got the sword. Oh, dude,
I was looking at that thing and it was like, this is ridiculous. I'm just, but
Dude, I totally want that sword though, because our theater's a local family run theater, so it's not one of those chain places.
yeah.
So they didn't have access to the chain like
There's a place online you can order it. It's like it's legit and everything. I think it'll get shipped to you in October. You'll have to wait a while, but it's still for the $35
cool.
that you
Yeah, but
get it. Yeah.
yeah, but if you don't know what they're talking about, it's a replica of the Sword of Power, but you can basically put your drink in there, and then the straw comes out of the bottom of the hilt. So
Yeah.
you can
And it's like, yeah, you could even like fill it with soda and still wield it and it
Mhm.
won't leak
Yep,
apparently from what I was
yep,
reading.
yep. Yeah, apparently it's like I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, oh, Steve said he was cracking up. We're giving him shit over Orko.
I love you, Steve.
Yeah, although there were some rumors about Fisto being involved in this Tila thingy. I don't know.
Oh, Fisto and Tila's mom. I'm
Oh,
assuming. Yeah.
let's see here, and then yeah, Lords of Power.
Lords of
Yeah,
Power,
thank you,
yeah.
Mark. Yeah. So and then, yeah, so Roton was so cool. I know I popped for seeing Roton. And let's see. They were called the Collector was also yes. Also, we got to see Skeletor's ship, which was only in the cartoon, so we never actually got
Oh
a toy.
yeah.
Yeah, we never
Yeah.
got a toy of Skeletor's personal ship, so that was awesome. Yep, we got to see the jet sleds, the Wind Raider. So I'm kind of hoping that at one point we'll get the was it the Point Dread and the Eagle Talon or something like that. I was like, yeah, I would love to see that ship too. That'd
Yeah.
be cool. Always like that one. Basically, it's looking like a big bird. And then Martin says, seen Supergirl yesterday as a sci-fi movie with Mad Max elements. I found it not bad at all, but as a Supergirl movie, I would rate it differently. Okay. So basically,
Okay.
it's a good sci-fi movie, but may have been an interesting Supergirl. Well, I mean, the story it's based off of Woman of Tomorrow is kind of an interesting Supergirl story anyway.
Yeah,
So
it's apparently more True Grit where she's the John Wayne character
yeah,
than yeah.
yeah, and of course they threw in the extra element of the fact that basically she is mourning the loss of her planet, her family, and she didn't get that period of basically growing up on Earth and not really knowing her family. She was old enough to know them and remember them, and so she hasn't really got to deal with her sadness. So she basically goes to planets with red suns and gets blitzed
Yeah.
and gets into fights and shit like that. So yeah, so she's hurting and she's looking to give some hurt back there. So, but she's got a mission now on basically to protect a young girl by the name of Ruthie. And so we'll see where it goes from there. Of course, Lobo was not in the Woman of Tomorrow story, but I'm very welcome to see him in there. So,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah, Jason Momoa playing the role he was born to play.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Eric says this is probably the best theater experience since seeing The Dark Knight. Yeah, I would agree. Seeing Master Universe was just absolute blast. Couldn't have had more fun with it. I haven't been this hype over a movie in a while. Where like I'm jamming the soundtrack on a regular basis.
Oh
Like
yeah.
when you can remember the main theme from the soundtrack after leaving, and a week later and whatever else, that's a sign of something awesome.
Yeah.
Because like that's something that sticks with you, you know. So it's like, yeah, it just gets you hyped. That Eternia theme just gets me hyped up, man. I fucking love
Dude,
it.
even
So
just their use of pop music in general in that movie was excellent.
yeah, I know, like
Yeah.
the kind of like the orchestral version of "Boys Don't Cry" and then going into the song
Yeah.
itself. It's like that was a kind of a nice touch, you know. So, but yeah, but and of course Brian May is his additions to the soundtrack itself. Say less.
Yeah.
The Darkness' song at the end, love it. So it's like this is a hair metal kind of movie, man. I fucking love that shit.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so if you haven't seen Master Universe, sorry we spoiled the crap out of it. I said we were going to talk about it, and you know, but I didn't quite mention the. Well, we said here we're going to talk about it. Put up the poster on the show.
Yeah.
If you didn't tune out by then, if you haven't seen this movie, then sorry. But
If you don't think that He-Man was going to win by the end of it, I'm sorry to ruin that for you.
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Skeletor is taken out, but then of course our last post-credit scene is Evil Lynn picking up his skull and basically going, "Well, you've looked better," and then you hear his little laugh at the
Yeah.
you know, at the end there. So yeah, so
We know
he
Skeletor's down, but he's not out.
he is not out. Yes, exactly. So. Last comment from Martin here says, saying Mad Max refers to the end time vibes you get and not to the ridiculous me. Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, no, but yeah, I get it. Yeah, it definitely has a much more rugged and rough sort of thing. It's not a clean and it's not the '80s Supergirl where it's clean and pretty and whatever else. This is a different kind of Supergirl here.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, Crypto is in the movie too. So yes, please, thank you. So, all right, brother. Well, I guess that wraps us up for this week here.
That works for me, brother.
Yeah,
no, I've got a pacing mox. He has not stopped pacing ever since.
Yeah. Please explain briefly why you've subtitled yourself "Worst Dog Owner Ever."
So I've adopted the meatball, and so like while we are, so he is he can't play well with the cats, and I don't know how. We're still working on trying to get him to where that may never happen. It may just be like a split house kind of deal, and he may just have to live with it. But I don't know. We'll see. But so it's like, but I put him in the crate while I do the show normally, just because he can't get upstairs. Well, I've got another gate going upstairs too that I use to keep him out during the day. Well, I just kind of snuck upstairs this time without the two other dogs and just left them down there. And Moxley has not liked that one bit. He has been pacing the floor. I can hear his little taps, as he's pacing by the bottom of the stairs. And then he's tried to bark a couple of times. It's like, I know nobody's breaking in, buddy. And it's like, you're just trying to fib. And then some of it might have been from the storm, but yeah. It's I'm going to be in trouble. Yeah, I'm going to be in trouble when I go down there. I'm going to get a talking to.
Yeah, you are. You may have to give an extra treat or two, something like that. So.
Yeah. They'll live though. It was kind of nice though that I didn't have to.
Didn't have the interruption. Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you, Martin. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, excellent show, guys. Thank you all for tuning in here. I appreciate everybody. Yeah. So like I said, all the movies I mentioned, check those out. And also, if I may offer a word of warning, if you're planning on seeing Scary Movie 6, do not waste your time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I liked the previous Scary movies. I like the later ones better with Leslie Nielsen in them, but nonetheless, I've liked them. It's an hour-and-a-half comedy where I did not laugh or chuckle once.
Damn.
It is bad. It is so forced. Like they're parodying movies. And it's like, okay, now we're going to do a parody of the Smile movie. Now we're going to do another Scream parody, and now we're going to do a parody of this movie. It's so fucking forced. It's like this was written by AI.
Damn.
It's bad.
Well, that's good to know. Probably the reason why you like the later Scary movies too is those are more of like the Naked Gun crew that made those, because it was the Zucker brothers and
again, and then they brought Leslie Nielsen in. So yes. I mean, though the first one I still enjoy, and the others.
I thought the second one was hysterical, but
the haunted house one, and Chris Elliott with the tiny hand,
the little tiny hand,
Oh yeah. So it's like, I mean, everybody's in the movie that should be in the movie, and there's all kinds of new people introduced, but it's
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And Martin says he wants to go. The wife wants to see it, and that is indeed scary. Dude, I'm telling you, man.
No.
Get drunk, get high, whatever you want to do to make the situation better. But I'm telling you, dude, no, man, it's bad.
Right. Oh, damn.
Feliz cumpleaños, años Seth y muchos más. Abrazo fuerte, hermano. There you go. Hopefully my Spanish was okay there. So thank you, Eric. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Eric.
Oh, wait. Let's see. Which comic shall I buy to get through it? Any book. Bring a fucking Tijuana Bible. I don't care. Just just anything to get you through it. Play some video games on a Game Boy or so. I don't know, man, but it's just it's bad. It's so bad. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us this evening. And we're going to, of course, leave you with a message from our friends here from Comic Books for Kids. But until next time, we will see you later. And you all have yourselves a pleasant evening and weekend and all that kind of stuff. TTFN.
There it is.
My name is Mark Weiss, and I am the founder and president of an organization called Comic Books for Kids. 6 years ago this month, we embarked on a journey of passion and heart. Our goal was to make a difference for children in hospitals and cancer centers. Little could we have ever imagined the response we have now. Starting with just hopes and dreams, we had no money for our mission. We had no product to give to the hospitals, and we had only called a couple hospitals and asked them, if we were to provide you with comic books, would you be interested? And they said yes. So we embarked on a 1-year journey to make a difference for these kids. We realized that even though we can't take away the reason these children are in hospitals, we can perhaps, while they are there, let them fly like a superhero, be princes and princesses, and embark on a mystical and magical journey to take them away from where they are in that hospital bed. Today, and thanks to your support, we are thrilled to say that we are now the largest charity in the U.S., supporting well over 200 hospitals in all 50 states for not only comic books, but for other pop culture items like Funko Pops, action figures, coloring books, Spanish bilingual items, backpacks, and more. When we received materials that were inappropriate for the young ones, we started a sister charity called Comic Book for Troops, and overnight, we became the largest charity in the U.S. for these same items to all branches of the military. We want to thank our friends for providing us their support and for allowing us the means to make so many happy with their gracious give to us.